The Crave X Armada emerged from hyperspace with the casual confidence of conquerors who had subjugated 17 planetary systems before setting their sights on Earth. Their reconnaissance had concluded that despite humanity's technological progress, Earth remained a primitive outpost in the galactic scheme. Admiral Zorak stood on the command deck of the flagship Inevitable Victory, his six-fingered hands clasped behind his back as he studied the blue-green planet on the viewscreen. "Such a backward world," he remarked to his second-in-command. "Their cities are impressive, but look at all that untamed wilderness. Nearly 40% of their landmass is undeveloped forests, deserts, mountains. Inefficient. Unsophisticated." Commander Talon nodded. "Their military forces are concentrated in urban centers and bases. Our intelligence suggests they consider these wild areas tactical disadvantages." "As they should," Zorak said with a dismissive flick of his facial tentacles. "The Crave X conquered the wild regions of our world millennia ago. We fight on ordered battlefields, not in chaotic undergrowth. The invasion began as planned. The Crave X deployed their mechanized ground forces to secure Earth's major population centers. Cities fell quickly under the superior alien technology: New York, London, Beijing, Moscow. Within 72 hours, the Crave X controlled 60% of Earth's urban infrastructure. But then, unexpectedly, their advance stalled. Colonel Maya Reyes crouched in the dense undergrowth of the Amazon rainforest, her face streaked with mud and plant dye that masked her heat signature. Around her, 24 members of the 5th Jungle Operations Battalion, the Ghost Jaguars, waited in perfect stillness, their breathing controlled, their bodies becoming one with the jungle. "Command confirms the alien patrol is 5 minutes out," her lieutenant whispered through their subvocal communication system. 6 mechanized units, 2 hover tanks, estimated 20 infantry. Reyes nodded slightly. "Remember, people, they've never fought in an environment like this. Their sensors are calibrated for urban warfare. The jungle is our ally." High above, the alien patrol moved with mechanical precision through the forest canopy. Their armor gleamed despite the jungle's filtered light, their weapons humming with power that could vaporize a human in milliseconds. They moved with the arrogance of superior technology, scanning occasionally but clearly expecting minimal resistance. They never saw the first attack coming. Sergeant Kimathi, positioned 200 meters east, detonated the carefully placed electromagnetic pulse mines. The specialized EMP burst, developed in the frantic weeks since the invasion began, temporarily disabled the aliens' advanced targeting systems. In the crucial 20-second window that followed, the Ghost Jaguars struck with devastating precision. Reyes led the assault herself, moving through the undergrowth like a shadow. Her team had studied the alien armor's weak points, the joint sections where their flexible material was thinnest. Their specially modified rifles fired tungsten core penetrator rounds that punched through these vulnerabilities with lethal effect. 3 Crave X soldiers fell before they could even identify their attackers' positions. The hover tanks, momentarily blinded, fired wildly into the canopy, destroying only vines and branches, while the Ghost Jaguars melted back into the undergrowth. "Circle formation," Reyes commanded. "Tighten the noose." The battalion executed the maneuver flawlessly, surrounding the increasingly disoriented alien patrol. The jungle itself seemed to aid them. Vines caught on alien equipment, humid air fogged their visors. The dense foliage absorbed their energy weapon discharges. For all their technological superiority, the Crave X found themselves fighting an enemy they couldn't see in an environment they couldn't master. Within 11 minutes, the patrol was eliminated. The Ghost Jaguars salvaged what alien technology they could carry and disappeared into the jungle, leaving no trace of their presence except the disabled alien machines slowly being reclaimed by the forest floor. Admiral Zorak slammed his fist against the holographic display, distorting the battlefield projections. Another patrol, lost in that accursed jungle? He demanded. How is this possible? These humans have inferior weapons, inferior armor. Their military capabilities are a fraction of ours. Commander Talon's facial tentacles twitched nervously. Sir, we've lost 14 patrols in the last 3 days. Similar reports coming in from the Congo Basin, the Borneo rainforests, even the mountainous regions of Afghanistan and the Rockies. Our forces dominate the city's butt. But what, Commander? But we're being bled dry in the wilderness areas. These human special forces, they don't fight like conventional military units. They use the environment as a weapon. They strike and disappear. Our technology is being neutralized by their tactics. Zorax paced the command deck. This was unprecedented in Kravek's conquest history. Their civilization had tamed their homeworld completely, replacing forests with ordered habitation zones, mountains with mining operations, oceans with food production facilities. For 10,000 years, the Kraveks had fought only on controlled terrain, precise, predictable battlefields, where superior technology always prevailed. They cannot be allowed to embarrass us like this, Zorax finally said. Prepare the orbital incinerators. We'll burn these jungles to ash. But even this strategy proved futile. The moment the Kravek ships repositioned for orbital bombardment, they were met with a coordinated counterattack. Earth's remaining conventional military forces launched their reserved anti-orbital missiles, targeting the Kravek's fleet with surprising accuracy. Meanwhile, the Jungle Special Forces units had infiltrated captured cities, sabotaging Kravek's ground-to-space defenses. Within hours, 3 Kravek's destroyers had been crippled, their burning hulks creating a debris field in low Earth orbit. Colonel Reyes stood in the makeshift command center deep within the Amazon, watching the satellite feed of the destroyed Kravek's vessels. They still don't understand, she said to the assembled officers from similar units around the world: British SAS jungle specialists, Russian Spetsnaz mountain troops, Chinese forest infiltration teams, Brazilian jungle fighters. They see wilderness as chaos, as a disadvantage. They've forgotten what their ancestors knew, that nature is the original battlefield. General Williams nodded. Their psychology profile suggests they're particularly vulnerable to guerrilla tactics. Their society values order and control above all else. Every defeat in these wild environments causes disproportionate psychological damage. Then we press our advantage, said Rice. The cities can wait. We continue to draw them into the jungles, the mountains, the deserts, anywhere their technology can't compensate for their lack of adaptability. 1 month later, Admiral Zorax stood before the Supreme Kravek's command, his posture rigid with shame. The holographic transmission flickered as he delivered his report. We have lost 30% of our invasion force, he admitted. These humans, they fight like nothing we've encountered before. In the cities, we maintain control, but they've turned their wilderness areas into death traps for our forces. They adapt constantly. They learn our technology and find its weaknesses. They use their primitive environments with a mastery we cannot match. The Supreme Commander's voice was cold. You mock their wilderness, Admiral, yet you cannot defeat them there. Perhaps the Kraveks have grown too dependent on our machines. Supreme Commander, I recommend a strategic withdrawal. This planet, it would cost too much to subdue completely. There was a long silence before the Supreme Commander responded. Withdrawal approved, Admiral. But this is not over. We will return with forces trained for their wild environments, with technology designed for their chaotic battlefields. Earth has taught the Kraveks a lesson we had forgotten. We will not make the same mistake twice. As the Kraveks fleet retreated from Earth orbit, Colonel Reyes stood on a cliff overlooking the vast Amazon jungle. Intelligence had already reported the alien withdrawal, but she knew better than to celebrate prematurely. They'll be back, she said to Lieutenant Diaz beside her. And they'll be ready for the jungle next time. Diaz nodded. Then we'll be ready too. There are other wildernesses they haven't even seen yet. The deep oceans, the polar regions, the cave systems. Reyes smiled grimly. Earth has many secrets still to teach. And we'll be here, waiting for them. In the distance, the Amazon stretched endlessly to the horizon, ancient and patient, the ultimate ally in humanity's most desperate hour. The wilderness that civilization had pushed back for centuries had become its most powerful defender. And in that balance, perhaps, lay humanity's greatest strength.